But topping our news today at 5, Michigan's newest law aiming at slowing gun violence. Thank you for joining us for a Monday. I'm Glenda Lewis.
And I'm Brian Abel. Today, Governor Gretchen Whitmer signing red flag legislation into law in Royal Oak. It's the final piece of a three-pronged gun safety reform package backed by Democrats. Last month, Whitmer signed into law safe storage and universal background check bills.
The sweeping legislation coming in the wake of the mass shootings at Michigan State University in February and Oxford High School in 2021. A total of 7 students were killed between those two shootings and 12 others were injured.
7 Action News anchor Carolyn Clifford was at today's bill signing and joins us now with more on what the red flag law is designed to do and then what opponents are saying about the plan.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people have a reaction to this, Brian and Glenda. The governor stood with some heavy hitters by her side for the signing of the red flag gun law, from former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, who was shot in the head but is still fighting for gun reform, to Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy saying it is about time for this, and families impacted by gun violence. I got reaction to the signing from Michiganders.
We will become the 21st state to enact extreme risk protection orders.
We have followed Governor Gretchen Whitmer on her path battling for gun reform in Michigan, at small town halls, at an MSU vigil after the campus shooting, and on the steps of the Capitol in Lansing.
These are efforts to keep guns out of the hands of criminals and domestic abusers.
Well, today, gun reform legislation took another giant step forward. The governor signed the red flag law, meaning action can be taken when someone is of extreme risk to others.
Yeah, I'm all for it. You know, there's all kinds of responsible gun owners out there that and they don't break any laws and all that, but there's not enough checks and balances.
A list of 8 different types of people can alert authorities you may be a danger to yourself, the public, and others by owning or possessing a gun. A few on the list include spouses and ex-spouses, if you share a child with the defendant, family members, law enforcement, and mental health professionals. When you look at this list, do you ever think, though, what if you were dating someone and they had a beef with you? You know what I mean? And they said, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to call and get him in trouble. Should that be of concern at all?
I think that there's always going to be some malfeasance in these kinds of things, but you know, the overall good that it would do for the population, I think it's warranted.
Many Republicans and many who side with the National Rifle Association are totally against this legislation. Michiganders we spoke to have varying opinions on their rights.
I think in order to buy a gun, you should have to go see a psychologist and have your mental health determined.
I don't think it's a good law. I think it would be invading people's privacy, basically.
Some young people fearful we could have a repeat of Oxford, MSU, or other shootings they've seen across the nation are on board.
People with mental illness shouldn't be close to a gun.
I think it's an important topic in the U.S. right now, and there does need to be more legislation around there.
A lot of people who put blood, sweat, and tears into fighting for gun reform were on hand for the governor's signing of the new red flag gun law. They say the battle is worth it for our kids, and the fight is certainly not over. Coming up on Action News at 6, I'm going to talk one-on-one with Governor Whitmer about this new law. So many people, of course, reacting. You always have both sides, but at least the majority believe this will help, and this is a good start.
Yeah, that more checks and balances may be needed.
Absolutely, to save so many, so we don't have another MSU, so we don't have another Oxford.
And once it's enacted, we'll see if it actually plays out to be successful.
Yes, we will.
All right.
Thanks, Carolyn.
Thank you.